Well, happy to see you today, Luba. So we're going to be talking about your personal brand. And this is just a mini brand refresh. So we're going to be touching on all the main components of your personal brand, which is going to be identity, values, your expertise, and how you really want to present yourself online and offline. And so we'll be touching on all of those components and then answering any questions that you have about becoming more visible with your brand or any questions you may have about evolving your brand. I'll also be giving you just a few tips and tricks on how you can continue to evolve your brand as it grows, because I always like to tell people that, we're going to do a brand session or we're going to develop your brand, but it's not going to stay exactly what, we create today. You're going to change, your life is going to change. You may have changes in your business or just overall with your brand. And so there needs to be room for you to evolve and just allow things to shift. Sometimes what I have found most of the time with most brands and most personal brands especially is we come to like a foundational kind of core aesthetic, and of course our values, those are always generally like the same or like long term the same, but we may have just little tweaks over time where we may want certain design changes or certain like maybe you want to show up more online over offline at a certain point in your life. So little changes like that. I'll be giving you some habits that you can use to go ahead and help you evolve your brand as well.
Great. Exciting. I never
Yeah.
had that experience before, so I'm really looking forward to find out what it's going to be like. And it's a great reminder what you just mentioned, that it's not something that will stay forever, it will change. And this is exactly what I need as well at this moment, to understand how do I leverage my style for my brand. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, and eventually it will change, but that's fine. So it's a really good reminder for myself as well. So
Awesome.
great.
Well, first to get started, how would you currently describe your current brand, your personal brand?
Hmm. Yeah, very good
Or
question.
maybe not even describe, but how do you feel about when you think about your personal brand?
I feel that it's in the process of evolving, of developing, of growing. It's something very new, young, fresh, but it's growing, it's dynamic, it has potential. I feel that I care a lot about it. Like, it's very important for me, it's very precious to me, so I feel very warm about it.
Mhm.
Um, and I want to give it a lot of attention, a lot of care, and that's yeah, that's how I think. And I want this as well to be a professional brand, but at the moment I feel that it's kind of growing now. It's really just starting at a starting point.
Yeah, well, that's good. Um, and I know you said you wanted it to be a professional brand. When I think about brand and when I try to tell people what your personal brand is or like help them shape their personal brand, we want to think about it as, yes, like professional and what we do in our careers and the thing that may help us to get new networks and new opportunities. Um, but also at the same time, your personal brand is going to be not necessarily like a lifestyle choice, but kind of like adjacent to a lifestyle choice. It's who you are and how you're going to present yourself each and every day in all situations of life. Because
Mm.
the thing about a personal brand is as you build your brand and become recognizable, let's say in professional settings, even if you're not in a professional setting, if you're still standing on your brand values, the identity you've built around your brand, and you're showing up as that version of yourself every single day, even in non-professional settings, in more casual settings, people are going to begin to recognize you. They're going to begin to become familiar with your expertise,
Mhm.
and that's also what's going to open up doors to new opportunities, as well. So it's not just a professional setting as like I know you're growing your business and you're building your coaching business right now, but your coaching business is who you are. And I think especially as women, like we can get in the idea of, it's just our business, it's just our online presence, or it's just the presence that we need to have at networking events. But ultimately, we want to bring all of ourselves into our brand, like our full authentic self. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about with your brand is your identity. And so when I break down identity, it really breaks down to literally like how you're showing up on the outside. So your look, and that's gonna translate to your look online as well. So we did, of course, the consultation form, which I loved all of your answers on your consultation form, or your questionnaire. One of the things that truly stuck out to me was that who you want to become is someone who's inspiring, someone who's, a visionary and just trustworthy. And I think that's really amazing because you are in the coaching industry. And so someone who's a visionary and then of course trusting and inspiring, that is exactly what's needed in the coaching industry. Do you feel that how you present yourself now is like what is the closeness to someone who like how you present yourself now to being that version who's inspiring and a visionary?
I feel that um, that I have a vision, that I have the potential to be seen as a visionary person, but I think by like externally, people might not see me as visionary. They might see me that, oh yeah, she's maybe successful, maybe she's dynamic, she's experienced. That's what people say about
Mhm.
she's experienced. But I don't think that they see me as a role model or a visionary person yet. So they do, I hear that they say, yeah, she's experienced, she's dynamic, she's professional, structured. And that's these are the words that I heard other people describe me. But
Yeah.
and also maybe because I was not really exposing myself enough to
Mm.
test, do they see me as visionary or not?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I think one thing that's going to be really important for your brand is to begin to tell more of your story so that
Mhm.
people can see you as a role model, as someone who has, an expanded vision and is a visionary to be able to see new ideas for the future and how new ideas can maybe help someone else. So
Mhm.
one thing that I would recommend is just on your social channels, start sharing some portions of your story. I know you were in the corporate
Mhm.
environment many years, and so I know that's also your coaching industry, your niche as well, helping corporate women. So share those stories that you may have that were difficult times of you working in the corporate environment or difficult times of you reaching levels of leadership. That's going to be really essential. That'll help bring a relatedness and like just like a sameness of like, oh, she understands, like she gets it, she's been there before.
Mhm.
Even if you have, let's say, 3 or 4 main stories that you can, just, like, write out and then kinda cycle through those stories because everybody's not seeing, let's say you post today, all of your followers aren't gonna see that, and then let's say you post it today, you get some new followers next week, they haven't seen that. So those are things that you can cycle through, if you just start out with, like, 3 or 4 main stories that you feel
Mhm.
really, showcase, like, "Hey, I've been through this too. These are some experiences I've had as a leader, and as growing into leadership in my own corporate career."
Yeah, that's a
Um,
great advice. I wrote it
Thank
down.
you. Awesome. So when we translate that over to your image and being a visionary or being inspiring in the way that people may just look at you and you like your actual outfits or just the way you're showing up may be very inspiring. Some things that I recommend. So basically with your style, I know I had sent you over kind of like a style direction little piece and what I thought based on your questionnaire of what we could go in for your style direction, which I said was minimal chic with a focus on multi-use items and unique accessories. So I came up with that because you did mention that one thing you really love about your current style is that it is minimalistic, but you do want a little more simplicity in your style, and you feel like it might be expensive to maintain and just like a lot of effort to maintain like good style. So when I know that's a common problem that so many people have that, oh, it's going to be expensive, it's going to be difficult to maintain, and that does have some truth in it when we try to show up or try to just like buy pieces at on an as needed basis or like per event. It can get so expensive to maintain like a cohesive wardrobe, or wardrobe that we love, a wardrobe that truly um communicates like who we are and what our values are, and what we are about in life. So one way that we can combat that is by creating a strategic wardrobe. And so I'm saying strategic, which some people might recognize also as like a capsule wardrobe, but I think capsule wardrobes can be a little like a little just like stuffy a lot of times. And so strategic just meaning I'm going to give you some recommendations on items you can have that will be able to create multiple outfits from multiple they'll be able to use in multiple settings and things like that. Let me message you. I'm going to send you over this mood board that I put together. One second here. I'm going to send it in the chat because I put together um a few outfits that I think you'll really enjoy. Where is the chat? What's it like for you getting dressed now, like on a daily basis?
Drama sometimes. It's a typical story of many women that the closets are full, nothing to wear.
Mm. Do you feel like you can like relate to the items you have in your clothes as far as who, like, let's say as a coach and as someone who's inspiring other women to step into their leadership, do you feel that your items now communicate that?
No, not. Not have no, maybe 50%, less than 50%, let's say, communicate that. So I think there is space for improvement.
Yeah. And you know what? That's common among many women where we have closet, like you said, closets full of clothes, nothing to wear, closets full of clothes of things that we maybe liked when we bought them. And so that's a super common problem of going into the store and kind of picking up things that we do like in that present moment, but then we get it home and we're like, oh, how do I have no, pants to wear this top with. I have no top to wear this, these pants with, or any something like that.
Mhm.
So I just sent you over the mood board. So first thing you'll notice here on the mood board is going to be your body shape. And so with your body shape, you're a rectangle. And so that just means you have vertical lines for your body. And the best way that you want to begin to dress, so one that you feel really confident, but then um the clothes are just gonna flatter, like lay on you really well, is that you want to break up those vertical lines. So think like wrap tops, wrap dresses, some peplum tops, wide leg pants. Those are going to be items that really help you to break up the vertical lines that you naturally have in your shape.
Mhm.
And of create more more like curves and things like that. So on the mood board, I've got a few items that showcase that. The benefit of wearing items that are going to be flattering to your body shape is that when people look at you, it comes across as um very tailored. And so even if you don't get your items tailored, let's say you just buy some jeans from the store and they fit great. But if they're maybe that wide leg type of jean, and then let's say you pair it with a wrap top, it automatically looks like it was made for you because those are the items that are flattering your shape naturally. You don't have to do much of anything extra to try to make them fit, to try to make them look good. And then that really communicates in your own mind when you look at yourself that, hey, like now I've got items on that make me look good, so I feel good. So now you can stand confidently. Now you can go out, share your stories confidently. That's going to, then of course attract more clientele. Um, so that's one thing we've got here on the board. Another thing that you'll notice here is your color palette. So when I did your color analysis with your photos, you have more of a soft, one, you have a cool undertone. So let's start there. So meaning that silver jewelry is going to most likely look best on you. Colors that are slightly more muted are going to look best on you. So your overall color palette is basically you fit more in that pastel color. So you have a a softness to your hair and your skin, and it doesn't all run together as like you have all brown hair, like brown hair, brown eyes, and something like that. But the coloring against your natural skin tone is very soft. It's like if we were to take a paint bucket and a little more white was mixed into that, that's what we mean by soft. And there's not a large brightness to your natural color palette. And so that's where we got the soft summer. So for you, um, not necessarily pastel colors, but pastel colors that are muted are going to look really good on you. And so as you can see on the board here, we've got a few different options for you to see what colors are going to be best. I think specifically for you, I would love to see some grays you had sent me, or maybe I looked at your Instagram, but there was a picture of you in like a gray top and you looked really good. And so with soft summers, gray and like light creams, I guess cream's already light, but kind of like a taupe, that's what I mean. Taupes are gonna look really good on you. And I think those are some items that you could add into your wardrobe. There's some colors. How do you feel with seeing your color palette compared to what you may currently have as far as clothing in your wardrobe?
Um, yeah, it's very interesting. I like the idea of the tops with how do you call it, with mm, pleated top. I
Hmm.
think about it. I think it really makes your style stand out right away because it's not very common that women wear this. I think it's a really nice. I knew about the uh, um, uh, shape of pants that I do look better and my legs look longer when I wear this wide leg jeans,
Yeah.
especially with high heels. That looks really good. But
Mm.
the muted colors, that's something new. I didn't know about it. I didn't think about it because that's my question is like my work clothes used to be gray, dark brown, and black. That's color
Mm.
that I used to wear a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing it on your palette. So I'm
Yeah.
like really surprised to see that it's actually there's no black in it.
Yeah, so for your natural color, and when I say natural, like just meaning your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color, for your natural color palette, blacks and even like complete white, like just like a fresh linen white, those are really deep colors and those are really going to overpower you. So while you may look
Mm.
okay in those colors, and I always tell people, of course, like, you have your color palette, that doesn't mean you absolutely have to always wear these colors, but just having the knowledge that those darker colors, even browns, are going to overpower your natural color palette. And what happens when we wear colors that are overpowering to us is when we step into a room, or let's say like you've had a photo shoot and you're posting pictures online. When you have those pictures, when you step into a room, people notice the color before they see you. And what we really want to focus on as you have a personal brand is that you want people to see you, like you as the person, before they really see the color.
I think
And
you're totally right because I have, if I look at my Instagram, there is also indeed a photo of me in a very dark blue dress, and that's really kind of a power dress. You really, when you are in it, you like you project the image of somebody very strong, very structured, very kind of disciplined. Like, and I think indeed that's what people see before they actually see me. But that's not
Mm,
real me. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
image that they kind of associate me with, but that's not who I am, basically.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's very,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's that's what's important. Um,
yeah.
Dark blue. So there is a navy that
Yes.
would look really, really good. Like, so let's say you had navy, what you would want to um prioritize in that color of navy is not going to the like absolute deepest darkest, like where it's kind of like that almost navy black.
Mm-hmm.
Steer away from that. Try to focus, find a navy that's more so, it's still going to be dark, but you do register more of that blue. So that would look really, really good on you. And blue is, navy is really, really good for building trust, communicating trust. You know, colors do communicate different feelings, and blue is going to be really good for that. So I would definitely add that and circulate that in your wardrobe of having some blue dresses, some blue tops, especially as you're maybe posting online or if you're going to networking events, because that is going to communicate trust and allow others to really give, like, instantly have that feeling of, you know, trusting you. Do you have any of the other colors? Let's say like the, I know there's a lot of like blush colors on here. There's some kind of like seafoam greens, some taupe. Do you feel that you have items now that are within that palette?
No, none. All this pink, greenish colors are great. I don't have anything of those. So that's gonna be interesting to experiment.
Yeah. My best advice with that is try just getting like one or two tops in that and like the colors and see how they make you feel. And notice how they make you feel over when you wear something that is darker. That's really going to be the test because we don't really recognize that, you know, colors have an impact not just on the way others see us, but literally on the way like we see ourselves. And so when you, I notice a lot of times when I had got my own color analysis and when I tell clients and help them find their colors and they start wearing them, it's this instant like radiance that happens within ourselves of, wow, like I just feel so good. I feel so confident. And it truly is because of those colors. And now it's almost as if like we're seeing ourselves in true illumination for the first time because we're
Hmm.
not wearing something that is overpowering us. When we're seeing ourselves in the reflection, we can truly see, you know, the color that we're wearing is allowing our natural palette to be radiant.
Yeah. What about white color? Because I see here some
Mhm,
images with white
mhm.
blouse, white pants, white shirts, but what's the difference? I mean, there is white and there is white.
No, there's ranges of white. So,
Hmm.
okay, what I would want you to remember with white is like a fresh linen white. Totally fine. I will say this actually. Let me say this first. Everyone is gonna look decent in white. The range of and the depth of that white is going to be different as to what may be most flattering for you. But I do believe that everybody does look good in white. Not
Hmm.
so much like black, but everyone can, for the most part, pull off white. Um, However, for you in this instance, more of a cream and not like a champagne type of cream, like more so a dusty type of champagne color, a muted color of white. I think they would call that eggshell. So more of like an eggshell type white is gonna look really good on you.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it does help because indeed, when you have this guidelines, it's easier to buy clothes and really understand
Yeah.
how to match different pieces with what and how
Mhm.
will that look together and what message will it send as well. So I think this is really great.
Yeah, awesome. Um, One thing I would also recommend as well that really helps with, ooh, excuse me, excuse me. One thing I recommend as well that really helps with beginning to define how others see you and just become a familiar image is having a personal uniform. And the personal uniform isn't something that like it's going to be the same color that you're wearing every day or anything like that. The personal uniform is maybe just a top and a bottom combination, or even a certain style of dress that you may gravitate towards on a fairly regular basis. So let's say if you're taking a photo shoot, you gravitate towards that certain style of top and bottom. And so now every time you take photos, you have that same style of top and bottom. People begin to recognize that. When you go out to networking events, you wear the same style of top and bottom. People begin to recognize that. It also,
Mhm.
of course, helps for people to begin to recognize you in that sort of set. But then also for you, just getting dressed on a daily basis. Let's say you have somewhere to go and maybe you're running a little late. You can instantly go towards, oh, my personal uniform, a top and bottom combination that's absolutely going to work. As you add in more pieces that are, let's say, within your color palette, or even pieces that are more tailored towards your body shape, you're going to be able to instantly get dressed. I'm going to send you over a list of just wardrobe staples that I believe everyone should have. And then that way you'll be able to see what you already have and kind of go through your closet and look at the list, see what you already have or see what you might need to add. A lot of times we already have what we need for like a staple and strategic wardrobe. It's just really compiling it all together and like putting it in one place. So that's another thing I'd recommend. I'll send you the list, but then go through your closet, see what you already have, and even if you don't have all of the items, um, then what you have, put them in one place in your closet and begin to create outfits based on that.
Mhm.
And so you'll be able to see like how many combinations you can make with, one set of pants or a few sets of pants and a few sets of tops and things like that.
Yeah, that's super helpful because indeed I need to sort of organize my clothes, but by understanding now what fits me,
Hmm.
and then what looks I can make based on that. And yeah, no, super. This is really helpful. I didn't think about the personal uniform, so yeah, this is a brilliant idea.
Awesome. What do you think your personal uniform would be?
Well, probably a couple of things. Yeah, probably would be a top and a bottom and a dress.
Hmm.
More or less the same dress I mean, in the same style, but maybe in different variations of colors, but sort of that would be recognized that, oh yeah, that's kind of, and that people could kind of associate me with that kind of clothes.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a couple of things. I don't think I need a lot there. Um,
Yeah, it's definitely the so the list I'm gonna send you, I don't think it's more than like to 15, almost 20 items. So it's not many at all. And that way, you don't get overwhelmed by having a bunch of items, or
mhm.
as you begin to truly build like a wardrobe that is recognizable or has that more minimalistic and like chic tone to it, that you don't get overwhelmed. We honestly don't need a lot of clothes. And I always think it's so shocking when, I used to have so many clothes in my closet, stuffed closet, and now I could like I think my closet, if I put all the clothes on one side, they would all fit on one side of the closet. Um, so we really don't need that many, and it really cuts down on decision fatigue as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also because you feel that you're struggling to find the right outfit, you
Yeah.
you kind of start panicking and start buying more things, and
Oh my gosh.
it's not helpful at all. But yeah, if you are more strategic and more selective, you know what you want, then yeah, you're not gonna have those panic attacks. I think this is
Yeah.
it's super helpful. I'd
Thank
love to
you.
have that, to have more space in my closet, to have less anxiety about that, less kind of taking the time to think about what do I need to wear, how
Mm,
will I look in this, is this comfortable or not? Like rather to have it already, it's there. I know I have it. I know it fits me. I know I look good in it. I know it's comfortable, and just to take it, put it on, and then you go do your things. I think
mhm.
this would be ideal. Yeah, I
And
think.
as you begin to tailor your wardrobe, I recommend kind of having a schedule like every month or so, kind of going through your wardrobe, seeing
Mhm,
what you haven't worn, and maybe try wearing it, seeing how it makes you feel, or as you're, putting new things on in your wardrobe, seeing how they make you feel. If
mhm,
they don't give you that feeling of confidence, if that feeling of being a leader, of that feeling of being a role model or visionary, maybe it's time to get rid of them. And that has always been the best test for me. And as I, give that to other clients, they say it works really well for them as well to recognize more so how they feel in the item over, maybe the longevity that they've had the item or how many times they may think they might use it in the future
yeah,
or have used it in the past.
yeah, I have this issue because I have things that I haven't worn for a year or more, and I'm still doubting to throw it away or give it away
Mm.
because I'm still feeling now maybe there will be a good opportunity to wear it. So I just keep it, and then it stays there for another 5 years. It's really horrible. So like you have to make the decision. Okay, let it go because it doesn't fit me, doesn't suit me, doesn't represent the things that I want to represent, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good advice to review closets on a regular basis. I have a question though about bright colors. I do have an urge sometimes to wear something bright, and I have a couple of things that are like really colorful.
Mhm.
And on the one hand, um, I feel that I like to have a splurge of a color sometimes.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I also feel that if you're wearing something colorful, it also sends a message about who you are. But I also hear what you are saying, that if you are wearing this kind of clothes, it's people are looking at your clothes and in your colors, not at you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
What
a
do
question
you
for me, like what is that, what to do with the bright colors? Like I have like bright purple or bright red. I actually love red color, like really red.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What is the feeling that you get when you do wear those bright colors? How do you feel or what do you feel you're communicating?
Energy. I feel
Mm.
that I get energy from that. I live in the Netherlands. We have a lot of rainy days. It's very dark, it's very gray. So sometimes you really want to have a brightness in your life.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of sunshine, so that's, I think it's also my way to kind of compensate for those things. And I like a bright clothes sometimes is yeah, it's like to spice it up, to really give yourself a bit of an energy boost, and hopefully this also sends the same message. But I don't know if it really sends the same message to other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
think
would
yeah, that's what it is for me.
I would say you're definitely right on the bright colors communicating energy. And if you are in a place where it is, like you said, kind of gloomy and rainy, you want to invoke that feeling of energy. There's a few things you could do. Keep wearing them. Again, you have your color palette now and know what's best, but that isn't set in stone. That isn't like you always have to absolutely wear those things because what matters is how you feel. And so if you wear those bright colors and you feel really confident, it's making you feel energetic and lively. I would recommend to keep wearing those items because that's ultimately what's going to draw others to you, how you feel. And if you have an energy that is exciting and inviting and just lively, that's more inviting, that's more magnetic than wearing something that is making you just feel like, gloomy and feel like how maybe the weather might be. And that's more so gonna be repelling towards others. The
Yeah.
other thing you could also do is incorporate like those bright colors into your accessories. So maybe you get like a really bright red purse, like a nice pleather type of bright red purse. I think that'd look really awesome on you. A nice red lipstick as well. Of course, nail polish is another great way to incorporate those bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and any accessories really, you could do earrings, you could do belts, you could do shoes. I have a few good like really bright colored shoes, and I think shoes are really fun and
Mm-hmm.
bright color. So you have definitely some leeway on how you can still incorporate those really bright colors into your wardrobe. So let's say you had a dress and you were maybe wearing like let's see, maybe the blue color, like the slate blue color dress. You could pair that with trying to think the best color that would go with that. You could pair that with like some bright pink shoes. That'd be some nice color blocking. And so the dress is of course your best color palette. And then the shoes, you still got some brightness in that. Or let's say you had a purse or even a jacket or something like that. That's really good ways to incorporate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
would do a little experiment of one day wear like a super bright color and just see how you um feel when you look at yourself in the mirror as far as like not even necessarily feel, see how your natural color palette looks like your skin and your eyes and your hair, and then wear your a color from your color palette and just notice the differences, because that's what we're really after with wearing colors that are in our palette. They're not, I don't wear my colors every day, I'll say that. I don't wear my colors every day. Um, I haven't gotten to that point yet where I even necessarily want to only have a wardrobe that is, my full color palette. My color palette is very, bright and saturated colors, and so while I know those colors look best on me, I don't always feel bright and saturated. I don't always even want that level of attention on me. And so I still wear dark colors, muted colors,
Mm,
and I know that, this isn't gonna be the best color for me. I may not get, um, let's say I'm going out to like a networking event and I want more so people to just be attracted to me. I may not have that level of attractiveness, that level of magnetism that day. Um, but on the other end, I know what colors really do that for me, and so when I'm in that mood, I can wear those colors. Or if I want to have just a certain magnetism about me, I can wear those colors.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable advice. I think I makes sense
Yeah,
to me as well.
awesome. So we're gonna switch gears here just a slight bit. I feel like you're really good with maybe how you want to define your outer image. How do you feel about going forward with like the image of your brand?
What do you mean by that?
So with creating like a wardrobe that speaks and
Yeah.
communicates like a visionary and communicates leader and trustworthiness, how do you feel with the conversation we've had, like to be able to build a wardrobe that communicates that now?
Well, I think I have more clarity about what I can create. I also feel that I need to put a little bit more effort into um, planning my outfits and also revisiting my wardrobe and really reviewing what I have and those kind of things. So like get um, a fresh look at what I have, what I
Hmm.
can work with, or what do I need to add. And but it gives me good guidelines about what to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's a good feeling that it's not extremely difficult. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
helpful to have a bit of direction. It's really helpful to have advice in terms of okay, how can I where do I begin?
Yeah, good. Well, I'm so glad. One thing I will add as well, start slow. This isn't something that you have to jump into or like go and do a full closet refresh this weekend, unless that you want to and you're super excited. But I think sometimes it can be really overwhelming to change our style, even when we want to. So start slow, start with a few items, maybe, just start looking through your closet, pull out some items that are within your palette, wear those first, see how they make you feel.
Hmm.
Things like that. I'll send you the list of, like the items that should be in your wardrobe. See if you have those items, pull those out, see if you can create a few outfits with those and see how those make you feel. And maybe week by week, month by month, you begin to see that your wardrobe shifts, and really becomes who you ultimately wanna be,
Mhm.
and really becomes defined. And one thing I always tell people is it's gonna take some time to get your look that's recognizable, your look that people remember. It is gonna take some time because you're still working out the kinks. You're still working out even what you like, what works best for you, how you like to dress, maybe when it's a little more gloomy over when it's a little more sunny and things like that. Um, for me, it took me nearly, like, 2 full years to fully, like,
Oh.
settle on a style aesthetic that I gravitate towards often and that I feel really confident in, and that not only I feel confident in, but that resonates with the audience that I'm attracting as well. And so it definitely took lots and lots of shifts in my closet of saying, "Oh, like, actually, I wanna go this way or that way." Um, Another thing I wanted to touch on as well was, of course, I know you mentioned in your questionnaire that you felt it might be a little expensive to really,
Mm.
basically kind of up-level your wardrobe and up-level your look. One, thing you can do to, of course, cut the cost is go through your current wardrobe, see what you already have. Again, what's already in your color palette, what items are, best for your body type, things like that. Pull those and make those like the forefront of your wardrobe and continue to create outfits with those. And then also, um, when I send you the list, whatever items maybe you don't have, try to begin to make a plan on when you want to buy those items. And what I often recommend is buying one item a month, or like if you want to have more of a bigger shopping spree, if you're more of a like saver and shop all at one time, having like a shopping spree every quarter or technically every season, so that then you can get items for that season that are in your palette that align with your overall tone, that for you is going to be the minimalistic chic. And then that way, as time goes by, you're also able to build out your wardrobe to be exactly what you want it to be.
Mhm. Okay,
Mhm.
that's really cool. I have one question though. How
Yeah.
do you manage impulsive shopping? Obviously,
Mm.
you have every season new sales, new collection, and all that stuff. And you're I am always very tempted to go and buy something just because it's half the price or whatever. What's your advice? How to avoid this? What?
So my advice is to do a no shopping challenge first. So take a month, decide and commit to yourself you are not going to buy any new clothes at
Yeah.
all. I see already you're like, "Oh, oh
No,
no."
1 month is not a problem for me. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
1 month is
Do
not a
the
problem.
1 month,
But yeah,
and
but
in
there is
that
a moment when I feel okay, now I have to go shop and I don't care. It's just good time, good sales or whatever, and I just
mm.
the whole hell breaks loose.
When you have those moments, I would say sit down for a moment before you go shopping, or let's say you've already driven to the store, you're parked outside, sit in your car for a moment and really think to yourself, what do I need? What
Mhm.
do I need in my closet? A lot of times when we do that, we realize, oh, I actually don't really need anything.
Anything, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I love shopping and I go and browse a lot. And I browse more than I shop these days because I recognize that I like shopping and I definitely like the act of just going and like going through the shelves and looking at the items, but I don't always need something. And I used to be very impulsive shopper, and so I know exactly what you're talking about and can completely relate. And the two things that helped me with that was to do like no shopping months, but then also to it will take some discipline and just some willpower to go into the store and say, "Actually, like, I don't really need this in my closet." And when you think about what do I need, when I let's say I go to the store, I'm trying items on, I'm already at the point where I'm in the act of about to impulse shop. I go and try the items on, but then the other question I ask myself is, "What items do I have in my closet that I can put this with? What do I have in my closet that I can pair this with?" And as I begin to think on that, if I cannot create an outfit with the item I think I'm about to buy, with items I already have at home, it's no. It's a no for me. And that's how I shop now just in general. If I am about to buy something and I'm like, "Okay, I want this top." It's let's even say it's the most basic white top.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, it's a nice blouse. It'll probably go with some things, but I'm trying it on. And I'm like, well, what do I have that I compare it with? And I'm like, it's not really going to look great with that skirt. It's not really going to look great with these pants. Like, I can't come up with an actual outfit with the items I already have in my closet plus the new one. I don't buy it. And that's what really helps me because you want to start to use what you already have and then incorporate items that are really going to work well with what you already have.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I will I will pay more attention indeed on what I buy and try to really buy only things that would kind of make a collection, like my closet that will help me to um how do you say it, to get rid of the anxiety that I have nothing to wear, because that's exactly what
Yeah.
my problem is at the moment. Like, closet's full, but then yeah, suddenly I realize, oh, I don't like anything, and I don't feel comfortable in anything for my photo shoot next week.
Mm.
And then that's where I start panicking and thinking, oh gosh, I need to run shopping now.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
organize my wardrobe in a better way and really become more conscious buyer, then over time the closet is working for me, not I am working for the closet, basically.
Yes, that's exactly what you want. Yes. The closet works for you, not the other way around.
Yeah, not the
Exactly.
other way around. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it takes some time to get there, and, I still have those moments of like, "Oh my gosh, I have nothing to wear." I just had one last night where, like, even my closet where it is now, like, I definitely have something to wear. But I think that nothing to wear feeling is certainly a feeling of, I have nothing that makes me feel confident. I have nothing that is energizing me. And so it does take a moment a lot of times to really sit down and say, "Okay, like, what is my mood right now, and how can I cultivate, that mood for with the items that I have?" And so it just takes that moment of sitting and saying, Let me go shop my closet," basically, before I go out and buy something else. And yesterday I was there, I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy something new. But I really had to talk myself off the ledge of, no, like, we have clothes at home that we love and that are tailored for our body style and our image. So that's enough. So I need to go and, find something that makes me feel confident in the mood that I am at right now.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, to really first look inside and try to feel what's going on, um, and then act on it, rather than like first run, buy things, and then think about, oh, what the hell now am I going to do with all that stuff?
Yeah, and the impulse shopping is what leads a lot of people to be very, just confused about, like, what's in their wardrobe, or feeling like they have so many different versions of themselves that they have to dress for, that they have
Hmm.
to show up as. Um, and so as we begin to really niche down our wardrobe, and that's basically the best way to say it, niche down your wardrobe, um, build that collection of, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is how I'm representing myself, and representing myself in a way that's going to attract the audience that's for me, that I am, essentially after, is what will help you, down the line, to not have those moments of anxiety of like, oh no, I have nothing to wear. And, they become few and far between as you begin to do that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, super
Um,
interesting.
what other questions do you have about building your personal brand, or maybe showing up online or in person in a way that truly communicates, ultimately, um like, being a visionary and being trustworthy and a role model?
Mm, I think I don't have questions. I think you've answered all my questions. I think is that when you manage to kind of build that style and you are consistent with that,
Mhm.
if you um, if you show yourself like this consistently, then um, it will eventually become part of your brand identity, and people will also yeah, see this as part of my brand.
Mhm.
But I think, yeah, no, I think it's great to have this kind of understanding how to put it together. And it doesn't sound super difficult. It's just that you need this guidance indeed, like how to get started, what are the main principles, and like the guidelines. And I think you give
Yeah.
really good tips.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy. And as you begin to um shift your style and really put outfits together, definitely feel free to send them to me and show them. And if you have any questions,
Oh
like
yeah, that would be
let me
great.
know because it's those first few outfits I think we can sometimes be like, I'm not so sure about like this.
Mhm.
But you already innately know, and now you have, like you said, the guidelines as well. And like you mentioned, as you begin to build out this image for yourself, it's going to become recognizable as who you are and the people, the audience that you want to attract. I think specifically for you with having that more minimalist, like chic style, those who are in leadership roles or those who aspire to be leadership roles, that is very much like a very, like, leader, like, someone who is leading the way, that overall look is what someone looks for. They want someone who's kind of refined and is able to mold and shape themselves in different ways and be able to have even experiences like that. So that's gonna be able to attract, who you want to work with as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Exciting.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you found this really helpful. And like I said, if you do have other questions on like building your brand or building your wardrobe, or if you're in a moment of like, oh no, I'm about to impulse shop, like definitely feel free to reach out, ask
Oh,
me any
great.
questions you have. I'm gonna send over the list of the like wardrobe essentials. And so
Mhm.
you can see that. And of course, also what I want to mention with the wardrobe essentials, I try not to like super niche them down as like you have to have 3 blazers, you have to have 5 these certain 5 types of shoes. I give a general guideline.
Mhm.
So also consider like what are your own natural tastes as well. And I kind of have some notes on that in that list as well. But consider that. And if you're not someone who prefers blazers, maybe you prefer cardigans and can swap out the blazers for cardigans, things like that.
Super nice. Yeah, really great. I love your idea with that top, the wrap idea. So I'm definitely gonna try that. It looks really.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, send me a picture, definitely, and
Well,
let me know how you feel when you wear it. I think, adding in more items that are for your body shape are gonna be just super powerful for you as well, and just really enhancing your own confidence.
super nice. What I will do, of course, I want to share this recording with my community, people who might be
Yes.
interested in your services. I will share the link to your social media, but also to your website, so people can find you and reach out to you if they need some advice. I think this is super helpful, super useful what you're doing. It's not that difficult, but on the other hand, with your help, you can much quicker move forward and get rid of all your
Yeah.
doubts, your frustrations, and that's exactly what I think women need these days to get a little bit of help so they can move on. And I
Awesome.
really
Well, thank
enjoyed
you
that.
so
That was
much.
really nice experience.
Good. I'm so glad you found it so helpful. And thank you for doing this little mini session with me. Now that I've done it with you, and I actually did it with another one of my friends, I think it's something that I'll offer in the future, just a 1 hour session where we just dive deep into like brand identity and doing that mini personal branding session. Because it sounds like it's been really helpful. And like it's like you said, it's something you kind of already know, but didn't have any guidelines for.
Yeah, definitely. This was
Oh,
really great.
awesome.
Super. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.